Good evening. I'd like to call the City of Mount Vernon City Council meeting for October 13, 2021 to order. The time is now 7:01. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item C is our roll call of council members. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaton.
Here.
Councilmember Broxman.
Here.
Councilmember Praise.
She is excused tonight.
Councilmember Hudson.
Here.
Councilmember Holtz. Here. Councilmember Molinar.
Here.
Councilmember Morales.
Here.
All right, thank you so much. Under our consent agenda tonight, we have items A, B, and C, our regular council meeting minutes, payroll checks, wire transfers, and claims.
I'll move the adoption of the consent agenda.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Mark and a second by Melissa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Under reports tonight, we have two. First up is Public Works and Library Committee. Councilmember Gary Molinar. Gary.
Okay, we opened up the October 13th Public Works and Library Committee meeting at 6 o'clock. After the approval of the September meetings minutes, Isaac Kupman, our librarian, gave us just a quick update on the new hours for the library. The new hours are going to be Tuesday through Saturday, or Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday, 11 to 4. And curbside will be on 10 to noon. I believe was that Saturday? Saturday, yeah, perfect. Then we had Chris Phillips give us some project updates. He briefed the council on an interlocal cooperative agreement with Skagit PUD for the Freeway Drive Improvements Project in the 2021 sanitary and storm sewer lining bid award, and both of those items are on our agenda tonight. Jason Brinkley then provided us a city sidewalk replacement program and talked about some of the different ones, also with what we are doing with our new paver that was purchased over the last couple of years. And the sidewalk program is where we're having buckling sidewalks in our city. The homeowners pay for the materials, and the city work crews help to put new sidewalks in. Then we also, in the good of the order, we talked a little bit about possibilities and ideas for the Banner Bank building and parking lot, which would help with the sale of the building, dealing with the city easement on their property. And then we moved into budget discussions, and we talked about the departments related to police and Parks and Rec, and we will recessed at 6:56, but we'll start the meeting again after the regular meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much. Item 2 under committees is our Public Safety Committee report, and that's Councilmember Mark Holtz.
Well, good evening. The Public Safety Committee met last Wednesday, October 6th at 6 o'clock. The entire council was present for that. We started out with an update from Brett Hansen of McKinsey Architectural on our improvements that we want to do to stations 2 and 3. The design work's been done on both stations. Currently we're working on the site plans, and we're going through the SEPA process. Station 3 is the station we're going to do the improvements on first, or at least start on first. And that's going to go out to bid in early 2022. And we estimate a completion date on that project in December of 2022. And then in mid 2022, the Station 2 will go out to bid. And I didn't get a completion date on that, but they'll move through that process, and we'll update you on that. Then we moved into a discussion on the 2022 budget. It's hard to say 2022 right now. The mayor and her staff have prepared a budget, or proposed budget for 2022. We were presented with our budget books, and we started the process of going through the discussion. We actually covered 19 aspects of the budget, and we're going to continue those discussions for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Council didn't weigh in on any changes that we'd like to see. A consensus will be made, and we hope to adopt the budget on November 10th. And with that, the highlights of that is, we currently see no need to increase property taxes for 2022. And it looks like our levy rate will drop to about $1.95 per thousand, which will, from the best I can tell, is the lowest in the county. So some good news on that standpoint, or on that front. We won't need to raise property taxes. And we adjourned at 8:45.
Great, thank you, Mark. Item B is our community comments. So we have two different ways for this. First up is going to be a review of any emails that were sent from the public to email address council@mountvernon.gov. Peter Donovan is here to present any emails that may have been submitted. Peter.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening to you, Council. You had one email sent in the last 2 weeks, and that email is from Scott Correa from Vera Court. And Scott wrote, "It's a really good thing that the road department sends us closure notices that affect our community. They are timely tidbits that makes our lives a bit easier to plan. We all know this intersection is a major city choke point, and great time and effort has been spent updating it. The day-long closure announced for Thursday the 30th is for manhole access. The access is needed for fiber splicing crews to work below the surface safely. I decided to look at the K&D services planning map attached to the notice, and a couple of questions popped into my mind. Number one, why are we exposing a fiber splicing work crew to surface traffic during the highest usage hours for this roadway? There should be clearly superior safety rationales to a daylight operation over a night shift operation with its substantially lower traffic and pedestrian exposures. The traffic plan shows significant use of lane change temporary devices such as traffic cones, drums, with associated lane width restrictions. Number two, the traffic plan clearly indicates, as highlighted in yellow, that the work area is completely under the control of the local agency and that the agency shall approve and assign hours. The idea that our staff thought it better to expose the citizens of the city to the risks associated with major traffic revisions lasting one work shift during daylight hours is puzzling. Most work of this nature seems to be scheduled during times of lowest traffic volumes, providing the safest work environment for the workers as well as the motorists, who can more easily navigate the area with dramatically lower nighttime traffic volumes. I would hope my questions would lead to a review of our overall practices for future work of this kind, as well as the potential rescheduling of this particular work package. Lastly, please include this with the next community comments, even though this particular work package may have already been completed, as it also applies to future work packages. Thank you, Scott Correa. P.S. I hope that this necessary but disruptive work could be rescheduled to an overnight process, as seems to be the norm in other locations."
All right, thank you, Peter. Item 2 under community comments is our public comments. And so first up, we do have someone who signed in. I'd like to ask Mr. John Shaughnessy, Friends of Climate Care, if he'd like to come to the podium at this time.
Very slowly.
No problem, take your time. Mr. Shaughnessy is a resident of Mount Vernon.
Yes. Live on Claremont. And, I'll get the microphone first.
No worries.
You don't mind if I lower the mask to
That's
raise
French,
the
so
glass?
easier to even understand you at that point too, so. If you'd like to limit your
Okay,
comments
now,
to 3 to 5 minutes.
Friends of Climate Care is an organization that's been around since basically 2014, when we decided that people were not taking climate change very seriously. Since then, we haven't had such much of a problem, thanks to forest fires burning down cities like Paradise, California. The first time I saw the headline, "Paradise, California burns to the ground," I said, okay, our work is done. People now know climate change is a real problem. It's not something for the future. However, what is for the future, at least for me, what's left of it, is making people aware. Now, because you have such great housing prices compared to Bellingham, I moved here just last year in February. And let's just say we had a lot of other things to do because something came up called COVID. We're now kind of reaching a plateau where we can get more active in this community as well as this county. And I'm here tonight just to kind of introduce myself and the organization, answer any questions you may have, and to let you know that we're here to help people in general, not just those of you in the room today, to think creatively about the future and ask yourselves individually and as a group, what can we do tomorrow that we didn't get around to doing yesterday? That's really the whole question of climate care. How do we care about the climate better than we already do? This is a community that I've observed for almost 2 years now, and you do care. You do a lot. You can do more. Friends of Climate Care is here to help think of things to do more of. So I'll stop there and let you ask any questions.
Mr. Shamaisi, do you have contact information or a website that we could pass along?
I have some, but I probably need more.
That's okay.
And I have a feeling as mayor, you may have a lot of contact information.
Yeah, no worries. In general, because it's a business meeting, there's not a ton of dialogue between council members, but I
Yeah.
know if we could get your contact information and the clerk could get that for us, we'll pass it along. And that way we could, if there's interest in council, we could set up a dialogue type of session and time.
Yeah,
Does that
that's my hope.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'll ask either maybe Peter to grab your contact information and then we can reach out after this meeting.
Great, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, I didn't have anyone else sign up, but we're certainly open to any other public comments at this time. If you'd like to speak, you're welcome to make your way toward the podium. So. All right. Any other public comments at this time? All right then, moving on. Item C tonight is council member comments. Any council member comments tonight? All right. Are you raising your hand, one? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, sorry.
I have it like this, sorry.
All right, moving on. I don't have a mayor's report this evening either. Item E is a committee agenda request. Any committee agenda requests? Okay, great. Moving on, there is no unfinished business tonight. Before we launch into new business, though, I would advise council that item E, which was an approval of a street closure request, has been asked to be removed from the agenda. The high school has changed their mind, and so we won't be doing item E tonight. So under new business, item A, it's the approval of agreement with the Washington State Library, and our library director, Isaac Huffman, is here to present this item. Isaac?
Hello and welcome. Like the grant I will present in a couple of weeks, we do with Skagit County every year. We have a pass-through amount that came from a federal grant through the Washington State Library. The grant is in the amount of $14,935. And the good news is we will be allowed to use part of this grant money to purchase electronic resources. So I know we will reach exactly $14,935 when we do this grant. In general, the grant is funding a new self-check machine, a little bit of technology for the public, and again, electronic resources through this ARPA grant that we received. So I'm asking for permission to have the mayor sign this agreement and to accept this money.
All right, any questions for Isaac on this? All right.
I move that council approve mayor to enter into the agreement for the grant funding.
Second?
All right, motion by Mark and a second by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. And just kudos to Isaac for realizing there was an opportunity there and taking the time to apply. So thank you, Isaac. Item B tonight is the approval of an agreement with Skagit PUD, and Chris Phillips, our Development Services Director, is here with this item. Chris?
Hi, Mayor. Council, good evening. I'm here to discuss interlocal cooperative agreement between the City of Mount Vernon and Skagit PUD as it relates to Freeway Drive improvements. Recommended action is to have authorize the mayor to execute an interlocal agreement or cooperative agreement with Skagit PUD to share the resources to incorporate duplicative redevelopment frontage improvements for the city's Freeway Drive project. As the city began to design the streets improvements for Freeway Drive, initial coordination with PUD in the design phase found that combining efforts made sense. We've done this, and Skagit County PUD's fair share for contributing to this is $2,900. And as we mentioned in the Public Works Committee meeting, the city also got a reimbursement of $13,685 for the design costs that were done during that preliminary design. And we're requesting your approval.
All right, questions for Chris on this item? I have no questions. I'll make a recommendation that the council authorize the mayor to execute an interlocal agreement with Skagit PUD.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion by Melissa and a second by Juan. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Item C tonight is an approval for an agreement with Insituform Technologies, LLC. And again, Chris is here to present.
Thanks, Mayor. Staff recommends a motion be made by council to award the 2021 sanitary and storm sewer lining project to Insituform Technologies, LLC for the bid of $695,293 or $293.47. Again, the bids were taken as part of an RFP process. It began in August 25th, 2021. The project will line approximately 9,444 feet of sanitary sewer pipe and approximately 2,073 feet of stormwater pipe. Staff recommends council award the construction bid for the 2021 sanitary and sewer lining program project to Insituform Technologies.
All right.
Pending your questions.
Questions for Chris on this?
I'd just like to make a statement that the value the city gets out of it is really tremendous, because if we weren't able to do this storm line or the lining, we'd have to dig those pipes up and replace. I mean, this preserves those pipes for what, 25, 30 years?
Yes, sir.
So it gives us additional life. So it's a really good investment from the city standpoint, and it saves taxpayers money. I think it's just a great program that we've had for a number of years, so.
All right. I'll entertain.
Was that a motion?
Oh. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we agree, that we enter into the agreement with Insituform Technologies to do the lining.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion by Mark and a second by Juan. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks so much. All right, item D tonight is an approval of an agreement with the Clean Team, and our Parks and Enrichment Services Director, Jennifer Berner, is here. Jennifer.
So I am here before you this evening. We are recommending staff authorize the mayor to sign an amendment to the agreement with the Clean Team. This was the folks that we brought on board when COVID started to help us with the cleaning of the restrooms. And we'd like to extend this contract through December, just to help us get caught up. In January, then we'll be fully staffed again, and it will help us just stay on track with all the good work that we are doing, if we can just extend it for a couple more months to the end of December. So that's what we're asking for in this contract extension.
Questions for Jennifer on this?
I'd move to extend the agreement with the Clean Team through December 2021.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Gary and a second by Melissa. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you, council, for the help for our parks team on that. All right, since we're skipping item E, we're going to item F. It's the approval of an agreement with Skagit County. And our police chief, Chris Kemick, is here for this item. Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you very much. I'm here to request a motion to allow the mayor to enter into an interlocal agreement with Skagit County. This is a standard agreement between area police agencies and Skagit County Information Services Department, who controls and manages our Spillman record system. The agreement is required by the Washington State Patrol Access, so a non-criminal justice entity can administer the criminal justice record system on our behalf. And the agreement just outlines what the expected standards and policies when they are performing these services. It's a standard agreement. We've had it in place since we've had this system. It just expired and we need to renew it.
Questions for Chief on this item? All right, I'd entertain a motion to allow me to sign an interlocal agreement with Skagit County.
So moved.
Thanks, Mark.
Second.
A motion by Mark and a second by Melissa. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And item G tonight is an approval of an agreement with NoaNet, and that is being presented by Kim McClubbey, our Information Services Director. Welcome, Kim.
I am smiling even though you can't see me. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm asking for your consideration on the mayor execute agreement on an operating license agreement with NoaNet. We currently have 5 providers. They would be a 6th provider in our system. They are already currently located in our NOC because they provide dark fiber services redundantly to 911. With the passage of the new law this summer, they can now do retail, where they're limited before by law only to wholesale services. And they've been organized since about the year 2000, formed by the PUDs on the eastern side of the mountains. They currently have 9 members of PUDs that are part of NoaNet as a supposedly a nonprofit organization providing services all around the state. So I'm asking for your consideration to execute this agreement.
All right, questions for Kim on this item?
I think there's a difference between dark fiber and dark web. So I'm going to go for that we execute the fiber optic operating license agreement with NoaNet.
Second.
All right, sorry, that's a motion by Gary, second by Richard. All right. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, at same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we've completed our regularly scheduled agenda items. I'll ask our city attorney if there's a need for an executive session this evening.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd invite the mayor and members of City Council to enter into an executive session on the grounds of the consideration of the minimum price at which real estate would be offered for sale or lease when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased price. However, final action of selling or leasing public property shall be taken in a meeting open to the public pursuant to RCW 423110 subsection 1B. And moreover, to discuss issues related to collective bargaining sessions, planning, or adopting strategy or positions related to collective bargaining, which is wholly exempt from the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to RCW 423140 subsection 4. Time would be 30 minutes. We would reconvene. I need some new glasses here. 5 minutes to 8, I believe.
All right, with that, we'll be adjourned into executive session, but as noted, we would be coming back into our Public Works and Libraries Committee after that time. So with that, we'll be adjourned into exec session.